Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's group of readings. Probably from the thumbnail you can see that we are going to be receiving messages from the Oakman, and this is something that I know many of you have requested off and on for a little while. If you're not familiar with my channel, stay tuned and you'll understand the Oakman a little bit better. Those of you that are familiar with the channel, this may be something that you might be quite excited to hear and receive from. To be honest, I would have loved to have heard from the Oakman as well too, but I was not connecting with them, whether that was because of me, because of them, because of, I don't know what. It's just the messages come when the messages come. So this is the week of the Oakman. The Oakman are going to be speaking to each zodiac sign as we work through, and starting with Aries all the way to sweet Pisces. I will put, if you're not familiar with the Oakman, or even if you are and you would like to kind of relive some of the readings that they have given us in the past, at the end of this reading there'll be options where you can choose another video of mine to click on, or you can choose like a series of videos that come from my video library. The Oakmen have their own library in my video assortment, so you can go right there and you can see them. The Oakmen came to us, they pushed through a message. Actually, it's quite funny that I was doing for Aries at the time, and at the time it was the first time that their energy had come through, and it was just a general reading for Aries, and I didn't realize what it was at the time, but it was all actually leading up to the start of the pandemic, and they were really showing us massive changes that were about to occur, tower moments, false emperors falling all around. It was quite fascinating. And they took us through most of the pandemic, and then they just sort of like faded away, to be quite honest. I want to say in the last 1.5 to 2 years on my channel, and now they are here, and I could not feel more, I guess, in alignment with the urge to speak with the Oakman. Their card is sitting here with the first zodiac that I'm about to do, and the sun is shining through the card and through their eyes. So here we are, my friends, and the long-awaited Oakman. Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy, and the Oakman. We're going to get started with the Shaman Oracle deck, and then we are going to go into the Goddess deck to see what the Oakman want to talk to you about. Okay, Virgo. The Oakman to Virgo. The Ancient Ones. Okay, that's interesting. So, very old energy here. Very old. What do I... Okay, what... The Journey... The Earth Keeper, and the Hummingbird. The Ancient Ones, which I feel like is like the embodiment of the Oakman, because the Oakman to me is like the symbol of one large, quite old, quite enormous oak tree, and it is the symbol of the one, but yet it isn't connected under the ground through all of the root systems of all the other oak trees. So it actually speaks for the forest, you could say, right? Like, so the one speaks for the forest, it speaks for the whole. And it is very old, wise energy, and it's ancient. So the Ancient Ones, you're on a path. You might even actually specifically be on a path to connect with one of the Ancient Ones. So you're on a journey, your intuition is guiding you here. Your intuition will only guide you on this path once you are sort of like 100% utilizing it 100% as your guidance system. And that literally means, you know, like you could feel like everything I do as I'm going in this direction. Now, bear with me because I don't want anybody to like set themselves up for constant failure because, well, that's what the ancient ones want me to do. No, I feel like if you're making headway, but there's always kind of a struggle in it, or you're still going there. If your intuition tells you you're going there. If you're never making any headway in something and you've been working on it for years and you can see that you've let a lot of other areas of your life kind of fall short here, that's not what the ancient one, that's not the intuition. Like this is intuition that, yeah, you know, the journey might not be that easy, but you're getting somewhere in that journey. Now, what's really interesting, so, well, here's the journey card, the journey, like you're on some sort of path, some sort of journey. The ancient ones is the first one that I pulled out and I just added cards to it. Now, then we have the Earth Keeper and the Hummingbird. This is like two, literally like wings touching out, like connecting with each other. And that's what I mean in that it's almost like you're actually on a journey towards an ancient one. So an ancient one is a very old soul. And it's not to say that yours isn't as well. It probably is if there's at least some sort of energetic permission that's been given here for you to make this journey, right? So, but it is very, very old. It is very, very wise. It is almost like even possibly connecting through like yourself with like the energy of the Oakman. It's a very powerful being that may even come to you or you go to them and find them in a very sort of like humble place. I kind of get the feeling that there's something here about your journey towards this ancient one is to elevate your frequency here. Because the hummingbird for me speaks about like really high frequency. And I feel as though, because it's like you wear the wings, but you're not the winged one, right? So that's how I see like these two feel like you utilize the energy of the wings. See, this man wears like an owl and then he has wings coming out. And then this person, this woman, it looks, I guess like a woman, is dressed in a way that looks like, you know, that they have wings, but they're not winged ones. Where the hummingbird full on is, it is a winged one. So it's like you have an essence about you that the ancient one, it says ones, right? But I kind of feel like it might be just one, like one representation, one that represents the whole. That you're on a journey to connect with. And the idea is that you represent their whole. Because you have the wings. Even the ancient one too, like has the wings, right? It's all very symbolic here with the wings. Some of you may even have like some sort of a very, I'm hearing like breathtaking experience with like an actual hummingbird. Like perhaps you have like some nectar or sugar water or something in your hand, or you're about to put like a feeder out or something like that, and they come in, or you're holding flowers and a hummingbird actually comes right to you. The hummingbird is a symbol of the ancient ones here, like how that comes to you. We're gonna pull out the goddess cards. The arrow, you're on the right path. You're on target. You're absolutely 100% on target here. Again, if you're doing things and you're not getting anywhere, and it's been like that for a very, very long time, and you might even feel like other parts of your life are kind of receding because you've put so much focus on something that is just in no way being successful, that is not what this journey is. This journey is like 100% wholly, definitely my intuition tells me to do this. There's no physical harm, psychological harm, I want to say that you can't work through. for the most part, this journey doesn't feel like there's any harm on it. And that there's nothing like to kind of hold you back or make you feel held back. But there's something. What that is, could be, well, this doesn't seem like it would be the path to success, or it doesn't seem like where I would find the answer to this question in my life. That's the intuition taking you. That's the intuition taking you. And you are on the right path. So if this is resonating with how I've described it, you're on target. You are on target. So now, let's go to the Goddess Wisdom. The Ancient Ones. Adaptability. Oh, they're both number 1. That's crazy, right? Different decks. They're both number 1. This Ancient One is incredibly adaptable. Through there, the Ancient Ones are communicating to you. Because they're lit up. They're like lit up. Their crown chakra is lit up. And then like you've got this owl here. It's like it's guiding you. It literally is. It's guiding. It's like a beacon here. And right, I don't know why to go there or why to do that. But it's just like guiding you to the Ancient Ones. They have different ways of pulling you on the path. I feel like the one that's being utilized right now is a very strong one for them. Like ability to guide you. And it's you're on target. I just keep hearing that with the arrow. You are on target. The journey, compassion. The journey of compassion. Compassion to yourself. Compassion to others. The Earth Keeper, stillness. So you will wait. When you arrive, you will wait. The Hummingbird, alliance, I told you. Because their wings are reaching out to one another. This is a spiritual alliance with an Ancient One. A very old soul. Okay, so when you get to wherever this journey is taking you, this journey is about compassion. So this journey might also have something to do with how you exhibit compassion to yourself and to others. I don't feel like this Ancient One's energy would be pulling you towards them if you only had compassion for yourself. If you do not have compassion for others in any regard at all, you're not moving on this path. Because the Ancient Ones want to form an alliance with you. But so here's the thing. So this journey about compassion, with the Earth Keeper and stillness, it's as if, it's kind of like, here, this is how I see it. It's almost like you find this really old ancient map, okay? You find this old ancient map and you're kind of looking at it and at first you don't think much of it. But then, you know, maybe you put it to the side. This is kind of where the intuition part comes up. And, you know, maybe a couple of days goes by or something and you think to yourself, oh, wait a second, no, wasn't that the symbol of whatever? So you go back to the map and you look, you go, yeah, I know that symbol. So then you start looking at the map and then the map doesn't 100% make sense to you, but you can kind of see where you're supposed to go in this journey. It's like, let's say an old castle. just for the sake of imagination and how we can all visualize that. It's an old castle at the end of this map. So you're okay. I'm going to go on this quest. It is like a quest too, isn't it? I feel like it is a quest. And I'm going to go on this quest and I'm going to find the castle. See, it's like the map symbolizes a connection that the ancient ones, one of the ancient ones at least, one of the ancient ones, because we keep getting one. So one of the ancient ones wants to connect with you and create some sort of alliance. Now, the map is like, that's it. Now they're on, like, it's just like, now they're on the path. Now they're on the path. I've connected with Virgo. I've connected with Virgo. But I feel like, oh, okay. The compassion part, it's coming up. So it was just last night I was watched it before. I haven't watched it in years. My son had his birthday a couple days ago, so we had some friends over and we were doing stuff and playing games, and we watched the movie Ready Player One. And towards the end, there was sort of like a test, but it didn't appear as a test. And it was when the main character was about to win. Yeah, it was win like the golden egg or the Easter egg or a hidden egg or whatever the hell it was, and acquire like all of these riches and everything. But so the character in the game who was about to give him this reward handed him a contract and said, all you have to do is sign it. So he sat down and he's holding the pen and he was about to sign it. It's like, whoa, no, this isn't right. This isn't at all what the person who created this would want. This is the mistake they made. I'm not, do you know what I mean? It's recognizing something in another. Like, it was not necessarily incorrect to sign the contract, but it was put into the program of this game to make sure that somebody wasn't just signing it to get everything, so there's something about that with the compassion card. So it's like, while you go on this journey, this path to the castle to meet this one of the ancient ones, there are things that happen along this journey. The things that happen along this journey have to do with compassion. So there are going to be moments where you're going to make mistakes. You may even feel like an idiot along the way, or you might be like, I know better than that. So like, those are the instances where you have to show yourself compassion. And then there's going to be other points along the road where there's going to be somebody who needs help, or somebody who you have something that somebody needs. Maybe they're at their wit's end or whatever. You're going to show them compassion. This is on the journey. Then, so you do that. You go through that, and then you get to the castle. The castle is like empty. The castle's empty. So you walk through the castle, and then you walk through the grounds, and it's empty, and the ancient one isn't there. But I do feel like the ancient one is coming. That's the thing. So there's got to be something else about kind of the waiting. And I don't feel like the waiting is a test or anything like that. I actually don't even feel like the compassion in the journey is a test. I feel like the compassion in the journey is part of sort of alchemizing you towards the destination. That's what that is. The compassion is alchemizing you towards the destination. So I feel like that's the same thing. I feel like the stillness, because it's like waiting. So Earth Keeper. So looking after kind of what's in front of you and finding stillness and peace in that. It's kind of like, oh, I got to the castle. And there's really, well, there's small trees here, there's little bunnies, there's some deer, right? It's almost like now taking even that compassion and applying it to the castle itself. And then finding stillness. But at some point, I feel like the hummingbird is the symbol of the ancient ones. And that's when the alliance is formed. Divine wisdom, devotion, truth. Wow. So truth, devotion, and divine wisdom. Do you see where the intuition comes in here, right? On the journey of compassion. Because it really truly is the truth. Well, the truth within your heart, let that be your guide. The truth within your heart, let that be your guide. And then the devotion is just following the path. And the divine wisdom, I feel like again is somehow even connecting with this ancient one energy. It is so even being shown and shared levels of divine wisdom. To me, possibly at the end, like where I'm picking this up, at the end of this journey, being shown divine wisdom. But first you must find the truth within your heart and let that guide you and be devoted to this. It's like a calling. And then at the end you will find divine wisdom. There is a one. I'm just looking for little signs in this card. There's peacock feathers around this Hera Alliance card. And be careful along the journey who you align yourself with. I don't feel like these are any like really deceptive tests. I do feel like it's sort of stuff put along the path by the ancient one of the ancient ones. But it's mostly like to alchemize you. It's to alchemize you. And it's also allowing you to make choices along the path in this journey. And at any given point, you could choose something different and go in a different direction. Because I feel like the ancient ones are very high frequency. They are representing the point of contact as a hummingbird. So there's nothing here like jeopardizing your free will. And I feel like too, the peacock feathers, because the peacock comes into me as kind of like a 9 of Pentacles on one of the other decks. And that is a very like independent, secure, and stable energy. So it is an alliance of that type. It is one with the ancient ones. Just an adaptable ancient one. I am going to use tarot. I haven't used any up to this point, but there's something so curious about your reading. Why is it one? One of the ancient ones. And that's really pressed upon us by the fact that both those cards have the number 1. Who is this ancient one? And then I will ask for like what are the ancient ones? Like there could be many different ancient ones. Okay, there's one here. 6. It's the 6 of Cups. So sorry, I had to count because it just says pleasure in this deck. Pleasure. The ancient one. This is like, so it is your soul. There's a soul family connection. This might even be an initiation in joining a soul family. Because this journey feels a bit like that, like an initiation. But again, like, don't attach that term even like to, you know, more sort of cultural ideals, you know, like initiation. Like some of that shit can be really cruel and self-serving to those doing the initiating. And that's exactly what I described it already. It's just like the challenges or the things that you meet on this journey, particularly compassion. That is the biggest one, compassion and stillness. So it is first compassion to thyself, and then compassion to those that you meet along the way, and then sitting in the stillness and keeping what you have around you, like being an earth keeper in the stillness here, in the wait. And again, it's all about alchemy. And then I really feel like the Alliance card is sending me the message specifically about free will too. Like at any point you could get off this path or just journey. This is not one of those initiations where now you're blindfolded and your hands are tied and you're, you know, something weird is going on. It's not like a frat sort of thing. Like it's very high frequency spiritual. But I do feel like too, there's like almost like, again, it's as if they are like an elder. An ancient one is an elder and guiding you in. And like the hand around the little one, like my child, like guiding you in. This comes from, wow. Oh my God, the moon, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. I told you it was like the moon, this alliance. Okay, your energy is perhaps even singular as well. Maybe a bit of a lone wolf. So there's an energy pulling you in to align with you, to build with you. But the whole, look at the path into the moon, the journey into the moon, compassion. Compassion is the only way there. The 2 of Swords. And then you have Temperance, Page of Swords, and 2 of Swords. This is too like waiting, watching, and sitting. Waiting, watching, and sitting with the 2 of Swords. It's almost as if once you get to the castle, there's no way forward. There's nowhere else to go but wait. So that's what I have, Virgo. That's an interesting message from the Oakman. So I'm going to go do the extended. With the extended, I'm going to use the rest of the fairy oracle deck. And we're going to see which fairy would like to come out and speak to you. They've kind of actually been more symbolic about the fairy energy that you've been utilizing. Yeah, so anyways, that's what I'm going to do. Until next time, Virgo, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.